Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with another episode of The Sound. My name is Jared.
And I'm Kevin.
That's right. We got a great show for you lined up tonight. Right out the gate, people, as you're coming in, joining the live stream, man, we got a great show lined up for you tonight. Kevin, are we going to start out with the grudge match like we always do?
We are going to start out with the grudge match as always. We've got a long list of people that we're going to be chatting with tonight. The drummer from Gears will be joining us, which is our champion in the grudge match. So we'll be chatting with him. We'll see Lisa again. She sits down with Any Given Sin on another one of her road trips. So we'll get to talk with, see that interview. Then we're going to talk to Glenn Mattina Jr. and Clear Vision Entertainment about their 80s dance party with CNC Music Factory and Kyper. And he's already backstage. So I'm going to talk about it. Freedom Williams from CNC Music Factory is going to be joining us. Yes. And we talked about it. It's all about local music is what we started this show, and the things that are going on in the local Gulf Coast of Mississippi. The 80s dance party is going to happen, and we're going to talk to CNC Music Factory tonight. And then when that's done, Mitchell Gruich III from Blood Rug and Merit Badge, brand new videos out. We're going to chat with him about his new music. So we've got a full packed show tonight, but let's get into the grudge match. And I'm not sure what happened here. Let me
wait. We got to officially start the show. Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Do it to it.
Like all that stuff Kevin just said, and you're watching The Sound. Yes, that's right. We almost missed it, but we didn't. Right out the gate too, man. Exclamation point notify in the comments on Facebook. You'll never miss when we go live. It'll automatically alert you. If that's something that sounds appealing to you, go ahead and do it. If you've got lost the background again. Here we go. If you're really digging the show, man, hey, what's up in the comments? If you're really digging the show, smash that share button. Helps us out a ton. Helps us reach new people who may not otherwise have seen us.
And while you're there, if you're feeling generous and you want to support the show, Facebook has this thing called stars.
Yes, they do.
1 star is a penny. So if you'd like to throw us any stars, you're more than welcome to. We will never tell you no, we don't want any stars, but it'll help support the show a little bit. So if you throw any out, we really appreciate that. In that nice gesture, I would say.
That's right. That's right. All right, now do your cool intro, Kevin.
All right, so we're rolling into the grudge match. Of course, the grudge match being brought to you by our good friends at the Juke Joint, 1911 Ocean Springs, 1911 Government Street in Ocean Springs. Always got a party going on, so make sure you check out what they've got going on. Check them out at msjukejoint.com, and it'll have everything that's going on there. And I mean, they got comedy nights and all sorts of things. So make sure you check out the Juke Joint. But the way the grudge match works is we have a champion, we have a challenger. We'll play the challenger, and the challenger just tonight happens to be our guest from last episode, Coldwards, and their song Say Something. And they are going up against the champion, Gears, who happens to be our guest tonight, and their song Wasteland. So once we play the second song, we will throw a poll up on Facebook. If you're on the Facebook feed, you will be able to see that poll, and you will be able to vote video number 1, video number 2. But if you're not on the Facebook feed and you're on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, put it in the comments, video number 1 or video number 2. We'll tally up the votes at the end of the show, which we've gotten pretty consistent at. At the end of the show, we will announce the winner. And if the winner moves on to next week, if Gears wins tonight, they're going to go for the Hall of Fame. And if you have the winner being Coldwards, they'll move on for their second one on the next episode. Whew, I think I got it all.
You got it, dude.
All right, let's roll. So here is video number 1. The band is Coldwards. We had them on last episode. It features the drummer from Saliva, Paul Crosby, and his sons. Check it out. It's video number 1. It's the grudge match, and you're watching The Sound.
I'm always on the outside, looking through the glass. Lost in what I can't find, don't know where I'm at. Trying, but it feels like I'm slipping through the cracks. 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Can anybody tell me why I feel so lost? Don't anybody speak out once, just say something, say something. Hearing voices in my head, I think I'm going crazy. It's like I'm in a day step forward and 2 steps back. Can anybody tell me why I feel so lost? Don't anybody speak out once you say something, say something. Standing on the edge, demons in my head. They're speaking to me, they're telling me that I'm better off, and it's getting to me, especially when there's nothing left. I can't do it, I know there's just more to life than this. I'm gonna fight until the bitter end. I'm always on the outside, looking through the glass, lost in what I can't find, don't know where I'm at. Trying, but it feels like I'm slipping through the cracks. 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Can anybody tell me why I feel so lost? Don't anybody speak out once you say something, say something. I'm always on the outside, looking through the glass, lost in what I can't find, don't know where I'm at. Trying, but it feels like I'm slipping through the cracks. 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Can anybody tell me why I feel so lost? Don't anybody speak out once you say something, say something. My time is running thin, I don't know where to begin. The darkness creeping in, I can't let it win. I feel this cancer inside of me, it's taking control of me. Now I can hardly breathe. My vice is constantly shaping me till I end up hating me. Just want some form of peace. I'm always on the outside, looking through the glass, lost in what I can't find, don't know where I'm at. Trying, but it feels like I'm slipping through the cracks. 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Can anybody tell me why I feel so lost? Don't anybody speak out once you say something, say something. I'm always on the outside, looking through the glass, lost in what I can't find, don't know where I'm at. Trying, but it feels like I'm slipping through the cracks. 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I really like that tune.
First
And-
release for them
And
too,
you know
man.
what? Why would you do that? Why would you post that yourself?
Because I wanted it to stick by sending the stars. So I did not fuck up. That was intentional.
Okay. All
It
right.
stays up there longer if you send the stars.
You're a jackass.
Ha!
Yes, Jared. See, it's almost like you sent yourself stars. That's exactly what he did.
I did, but it was
That's
working. I
exactly what
paid
he
for something
did.
that I wanted. Anyway,
So that was Coldwards. It was video number 1. It's called Say Something. Great tune from those guys. It is the Grudge Match being brought to you by our good friends at the Juke Joint in downtown Ocean Springs. Now it's time to move on to our champion. They will also be our guest here in just a few minutes. The band is called Gears, and the song is called Wasteland. Check it out. It's video number 2. It is the Grudge Match, and you're watching the sound.
When did my mind become the enemy, telling me I'll never be anything? It just keeps playing all these memories on repeat, it's gonna be the death of me. Had all these promising thoughts, but they feel like a lie. Such a venomous judge that I've been all my life. Oh, when did my mind become the enemy? Oh, 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 I can't take no more. I can't take no more.
Ooh-wee.
Yes.
That one's gonna be tough to beat.
I was down looking at my phone and sharing it out to a couple things, and I missed some comments. I don't know if you put them up or not, but
I didn't.
a sucker for a 7-string guitar. So
Yeah.
good stuff there. And Abe is saying fire and horns. So and Josh is putting in his vote for Gears there. Put it on the poll if you haven't done it on the poll there. So the poll is out. Pick video number 1 or video number 2. We got a nice little competition going on close in the early votings as it goes. But we got a little bit of time before we got a couple minutes before we roll into Lisa's interview. So there's we're going to knock out a few things that we would normally knock out later on in the episode, but we'll knock it out now. Some shows that are coming up. Coming up this Saturday, the Toys for Tots 4th annual Toys for Tots benefit is going to be at the Poorhouse Bar and Grill on Highway 49 in Gulfport, 3 p.m. until. I don't know all of the bands that are going to be there, but I know one of the bands is traveling from Houston. Planet Gears will be at that show. So if you get a chance to see Planet Gears live, you definitely want to do that. Then coming up a week from tonight, you will have your chance to see Kingdom Collapse, Varsity, Silent Trust, Occult Classic, Blackout the Sun at B-Lux. Now, those tickets are available in advance for $10. You can purchase them on our website, thesound228.com. It's right there on the homepage. Purchase your tickets, save yourself $5. As always, use that $5 to buy a beer at the bar. That's how it works. And then the 19th of this month is the Red Radio Party at the Cannery. And Mandy, you're going to have to help me out here because nobody sent me the info on it. So Mandy is going to be hopefully still watching and in the comments. But that's going to be at the Cannery on the 19th of this month. It is going to be their big party that they've got going on. I know Occult Classics playing it, and I can't remember right off the top of my head who all is playing it. I will go get the info though, because I'm not an asshole like that. So I will go find the info. They were nice enough to promote the Kingdom Collapse show for us on their last episode of Red Radio. So we are going to be returning the favor and promoting their show for them.
Yes.
That's how we do. Mandy. We love each other.
Love Mandy. We love Mandy at Red Radio.
So our good friend Lisa, which you've seen her on the last couple episodes, she interviewed, I think, Defenses, and she interviewed Caskets the last episode. This episode, ladies and gentlemen, well, they've been on the show several times. But they are out on tour with Raw and Killicoy right now. And Lisa went and caught a show and actually got them to come outside and do another interview with them. So we're going to get a catch up from Lisa with Any Given Sin. And we're going to go ahead and roll into that right now.
On.
Hey guys, it's Lisa with the Sound 228. I'm here at Dingbats in Clifton, New Jersey. These guys are no strangers. This is Any Given Sin.
Hey.
Hello.
Guys, please take a second, just introduce yourselves really quick in case people don't know who you are.
Mike Connor, I'm the guitar player.
I'm Vic Ritchie. I am the lead singer.
Mike Showalter, drummer.
Rich, bass player.
Okay, so your tour out with Raw, you guys have a little 2-week stint, correct?
Correct.
Right, and where are we at in terms of stops along this tour? Which night is this?
This is night
6, 5.
Okay, all right, and tomorrow night you're in Pittsburgh?
That's correct.
All right.
That'll be actually tomorrow night. Will be halfway.
Okay, halfway through, and you're ending in Iowa, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, on the 18th.
We'll go with that.
Okay, all right. Well, I just want to ask you guys some questions. This is sort of your first tour, correct?
Yes.
Yeah?
This is all fun
For this band.
For this, okay. And what are some of the things that maybe have happened that were unexpected but were pleasant surprises thus far?
I can start that one off.
Go for it.
All right, so first of all, 1 o'clock the afternoon, the day we're supposed to leave, our driver goes to us and didn't show up. So we actually missed the first day of the tour because we had to rearrange everything, get a trailer, and jump in to pick up us. Or one pickup. Love the trailer.
So that would be a very unpleasant thing that has
Yeah.
happened.
Oh, did you have some pleasant
I
things?
did.
Pleasant things is I almost died, got run over by a truck, but I couldn't.
See that we can all agree is a pleasant, unexpected thing that happened.
I would say we hit like 3, so far, like every city we've hit some world famous like restaurant or diner or something like that. So it's been,
Okay.
that's been great.
So here in Clifton,
Fat.
so here in Clifton, has there been anything that's been world famous?
Think that.
Yeah, the club. We've gone in anywhere else actually. Got a coffee around the corner.
Okay, all
I don't
right.
think it was world famous coffee.
Okay, all
It
right.
tastes like it.
You know, in Jersey, probably not. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with a no. But what, in terms of collectively so far with the fans, what has the engagement been like so far? Has there been a good response? Have you seen some other people from the Sinner group?
Yeah, I think basically every city somebody showed up. Yeah.
Okay.
Except for last night.
Except for last night?
Perhaps last.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. All right. So is there anything that you hope that someone who's never heard of you before is taking away from your performance? They're brand new to Any Given Sin. They're seeing you for the first time. What do you hope they walk away with?
Well, I hope that they if they haven't heard our songs on the radio, that like the songs are coming across in a way that they have Octane and the other things that kind of brought us to where we are to begin with. So I hope they get the same experience that everybody else has kind of got before we toured, and now that we are here.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to
Live
add?
performance. I mean, all they get to do is hear us on the radio. They don't know what it's really like, the energy that comes off when you play. So.
What they say.
Something like that.
All right. Well, thank you guys for your time. Have a very successful rest of your tour. I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you very much.
And that's it. Lisa with the Sound 228. Any Given Sin. See ya.
Peace out.
Dude, she does such a good job, man. She's awesome. That was great.
Hey, somebody threw some stars out.
I already read it. I'm not gonna acknowledge that bullshit.
So
what a great interview.
now she shows up. Hi, Lisa.
There she is. I tagged her in my
Oh,
comments.
okay.
Maybe that alerted her.
Yeah.
Lisa, great job on the interview once again. You're crushing it. We really appreciate that. That's she's the street team, man. She's out there actually seeing the shows and stuff and getting these great bands. We've been a fan of Any Given Sin, Kevin, for a long while now.
Yes. So they were one of the first bands that we went after outside of the Gulf Coast bands to have on the show. And Vic's been on the show twice. He is a former resident of the Mississippi Gulf Coast because he was stationed out at the CB base in Gulfport. So hopefully, you know, we have some friends, Lisa and them and Abe and Matt and all them that know those guys pretty well. Maybe we can get them down here soon. It'd be really nice if they would just bring themselves down to Mississippi and we do a show.
Let's do it.
So Lisa, there's your next pet project.
Right. She just got back from Jersey. Awesome.
So so we're kind of waiting on Gears to show up, and they're going to be here. But just to recap what we have still coming up on the show, Glenn Mattina Jr. With Clear Vision Entertainment. He's doing an 80s dance party at the Biloxi Community Center. And they're going to have CNC Music Factory, going to make you sweat, things that make you go, and all of that. And Kyper that had tic-tac-toe. Well, you know what? They're going to be on the show tonight. So
Nice.
Glenn wanted to we wanted to bring Glenn on because Glenn and his family had the upstairs downstairs, which was a big part of the coast music scene.
Yep.
They've done some reunion parties. I thought originally that this was a reunion party, but this is just an 80s dance party that they're going to be doing, kind of bringing in. They've got some old, so I think some of the DJs from the upstairs downstairs is going to play there for the 80s party. I know DJ Hurricane is going to be there. So there's going to be some good stuff going on. So we're going to be chatting with them a little bit later. Our good friend Mitchell Gruich III, he will be joining us. His band Blood Rug and Merit Badge released 2 new videos. The video for Merit Badge was actually a cover of Sonic Youth. So we're going to chat with him about all of his music endeavors that he is involved in. And there's a ton of them.
He's in a ton of bands. That's right.
And yeah, he's got those 2, and he's got Hissing Fetus and a few other bands. So we'll be chatting with them and in just a little bit. And Gears will be joining us, and we're going to talk about their song Wasteland, about what their plans are for 2022, about all the the normal stuff that we talk about.
Is it already getting that close to 2022? That's weird, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're a month and a half away from 2022. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully 2022 is better than 2021.
Well,
who knows?
For the most part, I think 21 was better than 20. So
yeah, I will say that 21 we were able to see some live shows in 2021.
Right.
So, and we had some fun in 2021 with the Summer Throwdown and the Dirty 30 Fest and all of that with our good friends over at the Juke Joint.
That's right.
So some good stuff going there. And there he is. Look,
there we go.
Just enough time.
There we go.
I'm out of breath. Let's bring Jimmy in. Come on.
Jimmy, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? How are you?
We are good. So we, as you know, we had your song Wasteland up in the Grudge Match tonight, going for its second win. And we'll know at the end of the show. I just happened to be glancing over your right shoulder there and looking at your wall there. I love it. I see Incredible Hulk and Captain America and Thor, and that's some good stuff there, man.
Funny thing about that is that's kind of like my little home office area. Do some like mixes and
right.
Send out some spam emails and stuff like that. Fish people if I can. Whatever.
So let's talk about Gears for a minute. And I think you may have heard me last episode. At one point when I first got introduced to Gears, a friend of mine was playing guitar for you, Jack Andret.
Jack, that's my dude.
Formerly of Uncrowned, and then he joined up with you guys. So So it's been a few years that I've kind of seen what you guys are doing. But you guys, when you released Wasteland, you came out with a banger, and I'm telling you, the stuff you had before I liked, and this is just, I don't know, it caught my attention so quick by hearing what you guys had going on. So tell us what brought that transition from Gears. Are you guys still based out of Miami?
Yeah. We'll always consider Miami home because I lived there and Chip lived there and the original guitar player was from there. That's where we first got kind of in a room together.
Right.
So that'll always be home to us. Well, one of them, fortunately we've kind of lived all over. So we got lots of hometowns to go
Absolutely.
visit and, places that you play over and over kind of become hometowns. So it's cool that way, but yeah, we'll call Miami home for, as long as we're a band. Cause I mean, that's where we started it all.
Awesome. So so from when I first got introduced to you guys to now, what do you think is the big difference between what you guys were doing and what you're doing now? Or is there a difference at all?
Man, a lot of people say that the cool thing about this band, a lot of people say that every time we release something. And when we started this thing, way back when, you know. It was we just wanted to write the songs that we wanted to write, and we wanted to play the music that we wanted to play. So it's like, as people might be looking at it, you know, they look at a band and say, oh, they're evolving their sound. It's like, yes, we're evolving the sound, but it's also stuff that we don't go in and say, hey, we're going to make a rock song, or hey, we're going to make a heavy song, or hey, we're going to make a fast song, hey, we're going to make a slow song. It's all about, you know, just kind of doing what we feel. And, you know, I mean, who knows, maybe one day we'll feel like doing a polka song. I don't know, maybe that comes out. I don't know. But it's
That'd
like,
be cool.
you know, we like, you know, that's the one cool thing about, you know, being in a creative, you know, medium, is you can kind of do what you want to do, if, you know, and, you know, hopefully people like it. I will say that, you know, there hasn't been any kind of negative response on anything that we've really ever put out. You know, there's a couple, you know, you get, you know, when you release and you put your, you know, stuff out on the press outlets, you know, there's always the trolls that come out, which is personally my favorite part of release day, is seeing that. But it's like, yeah, I mean, it's cool to be able to do what you want and then have people like it too. You know, I think we're very fortunate in that way.
I agree. So what is the, so if somebody wanted, and I don't know who reached out to me about this or who's asking this, but if somebody wanted to, let's say, talk about booking you guys somewhere, who would they reach out to?
Well, I mean, honestly, they could just reach out to me. I'll do it for now.
Even better. We're going to chat. So, I just had to get it out before that was one thing that I wanted to find out for sure before we got off the air today. And I wanted to make sure I didn't forget. So when I remembered, I said it. So.
Yeah, no, sorry, my dogs are going crazy. I do believe my
you're
wife
good.
may be coming home. But yeah, so yeah, no, if you know someone who's so inclined to try and get gears in their market, you know, they can definitely reach out to the band directly, or, you know, most business stuff kind of gets pushed to me.
I got you.
So we'll do that.
Have y'all been out playing a lot of shows, or do you have a lot lined up?
No,
for
man, no, and we are itching really bad. I almost cursed, but yeah, we're itching really bad.
You can curse. Go ahead.
We're fucking rabidly.
Yeah. See how much more heartfelt
right
that
now,
was? I mean, I know you mean it better that way. You know what I mean?
Man, it's fucking torture. Like, I don't know. I will, you know, I'm just as human as everyone else and just as guilty of, you know, kind of taking things for granted sometimes, you know, but I will tell you what, there's been some tours I've been on, you know, you're just counting down the days to get home to the wife and kids and dogs and, you know, some semblance of normalcy. And man, COVID, yeah, you fucking kicked my ass, dude. I can't wait to get out and I can't wait to play. And, you know, hopefully we get to do that soon. We did Central Florida Music Fest.
Nice.
Our Metal Fest. We did that back in August. But before that, we hadn't played a show since February 2020, right before lockdown.
Wow. So
we
out
had a
of
bunch
all
of stuff in the works, and it just got kind of thrown away.
So we get nosy about stuff here, and so out of all the places that you've played, what's been one of your favorite venues that you played?
I can't say one. I'll give you a bunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you a bunch. Got to say, the Machine Shop, Kevin always takes really good care of all the bands. All the bands love playing there. I caught the interview right before with Any Given Sin, which, by the way, they worked with the same producer that we work with, Chris Dawson.
I got you.
So we kind of have like a little band family there, even though we've never met. But they were just at Dingbats. That's like a true hometown venue. I was playing there when, like, I mean, as long as they've been open, I've been playing there. And the owner, Freddie, and Donna, who she's was the one who always booked my bands and stuff like that, you know, when I was coming up. They're awesome people. I love that place. It's a dirty rock joint, and then across the street is their other bar, which is kind of like it's kind of like just a neighborhood. Like beer and shot place. You know, everybody knows everybody else. You know, you walk in and it's like cheers. You know, Norm. You know, that kind of thing happens.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites, man. I love playing the Orlando markets, the Haven, Maria, and those promoters down there, Josh and Henry. They've always been really good to us. I actually just recently got to play one of my favorite venues of all time. I lived in LA for a lot of years, and I moved out of LA quite a few years back, and I got to play the Whiskey for the first time in 8 years, I think it was, with a previous band. We did a reunion show out there. So that's, Big Mike, my man, takes good care of me when I'm out there. But yeah, that's a few of
I'm
them.
not a musician, but I sure would love to step foot into the Whiskey just once.
Yeah.
Just step foot in
one
there.
Of those man, when I lived in LA, we played in so many different places. We played, the Viper Room, we played the Roxy, we played, Key Club back in the day. And like something about the Whiskey is just, you just walk in and, for me, first time I played there, I automatically took me back to like Oliver Stone, The Doors, the movie,
Right.
And it just totally threw me back, and it was a very cool thing. And I've probably played there, I don't know, maybe 50 times in my life, and
Wow.
each time is always real special.
I like it.
Yeah.
So what do you think from your time in the music business, from when you started to where we're at now in life with the music business, digital, all of that? What do you think is the main difference and the biggest difference that we're at now?
Man, it's really a double-edged sword. What I'm about to say is like, it's awesome that we have all this technology where you can make great sounding records without having to go into these $100,000 project studios. Also the social media, the accessibility that we have. That's so cool. You can reach out to your favorite artist on a Facebook message or a, Instagram DM, Twitter, whatever. And they may not respond, but then they might. And I can't imagine when I was growing up, I was always like, older bands, but I can't imagine like being able to like reach out to like John Bonham or David Bowie or Tommy Lee and like have them like, even if they never responded, just the fact that you can really do that. Like you can really do that. That's real life. So It's kind of cool. The interconnectivity is cool, but the other side of it is I feel like there's no mystique anymore. I feel like you can just go on somebody's social media and you can see all about them. You know what I mean? Like, a big one for me when I was really young, when I was maybe a teenager, when Marilyn Manson came out, it was like, that dude was so shocking and so cool, cool to me, because it was like, you didn't see someone like just not giving a fuck like that, just going and doing what they want, being crazy and shit. And the music was good too, so, but it was like, like behind closed doors, your mind runs wild and it's like, I bet you that dude's fucking crazy as fuck. But he also could have been like, home in like a white sweater, like doing like Wally and the Beeve type stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it could have been a total stage persona. Now, history has, told us, kind of what he's been about. But it's like, there's no mystique. Sometimes it's cool to not know everything about the artist. To me.
Yeah.
I know this new generation, social media has just put so much connectivity in their hands that I don't really know that they've ever had to like wonder about somebody, just go on their Instagram. It's like, oh, there's their dog, there's their kid, there's their house.
They've never had
there's
to
their
wonder
car.
about anything when it comes to any random fact or knowing who the 15th president was or anything. It's all at their fingertips. So we're speaking on a world that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, man. So it's cool. It's like I'm not that old, and sometimes I just feel really old.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, where if anybody's looking to find Gears on social media, where are they gonna find you guys at the most?
Oh man, we're on all of them. We're on Twitter at official Gears One. We're on Instagram at Gears Band Official. YouTube.com/Gears Band Official. That has all the videos and stuff. Facebook.com/Gears Band Official. If you type a combination of Gears and Official in on Google, you will find us. Website gearsofficial.com. That'll give you all of it.
Our good friend Matt James just put it in all the Facebook. Put everything there. There's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify.
My man, Matt, thank you.
Instagram. So they're all there for you. Josh wants to know, what about MySpace? So,
man, I'm really mad because apparently you can still have access to your MySpace.
You can.
But I'm not one of those lucky people. I mean, I got so much cool stuff on there that I would like to go reminisce about. I'm the worst at taking pictures, and like, I'm such an in the moment person. Like the people that have like the phones up and they're like, you know, I used to get like so mad at them because I'm like, man, just live in the moment. You know, you're not enjoying the moment because you're concentrating on the video and the pictures and stuff. But then, and I'm that guy, you know, when I'm at a show, my phone is off. I'm checking out the band, you know, I'm having drinks, I'm talking to friends, you know, that kind of thing.
Right.
So it's like, but sometimes I really regret not documenting some of the cool stuff that I've been able to do.
So my old MySpace. So when I worked at the radio station, I had an email address from the radio station. That's how I created my MySpace, was with that email address. That server doesn't exist anymore. You can't access those emails. You can't. So I can't remember the password. So I can't get it sent to me. I can't.
Damn, you went Hillary Clinton on your email, man. That's cool. I like
man.
that.
I did.
From what I understand, though, the content's not there anymore. I jumped on it.
I found a picture. I found my profile picture.
Right. There's profile pictures, but like all the messages that were said or whatever, the back and forth stuff is.
Oh yeah, no. But there's still pictures there and everything. So, but I mean, back in those days,
might be a good thing.
Yeah, it's great that I probably can't see those pictures anymore.
I don't know, man. It's like I did the same thing. I like searched my name out and I could see my name. And I mean, I don't know if do you guys remember the band Brand New?
Yes.
Okay. They're like one of my favorite bands in MySpace time. And my name on MySpace was I Believe You, but my Tommy Gun Don't, from one of their songs.
Right.
So I saw it, it comes up, you know, still has the screen name and everything, but I couldn't get into it. You know, I don't even know what password I would have been using at that point. But then somebody told me, it's like, oh yeah, you probably guessed the password right. You just can't get into it because you're not one of the lucky ones. So any of you, you know, millions watching at home, if you have MySpace pictures with me, send them my way.
There you go.
I would love to see them.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we want to thank you for spending a little time with us tonight. I will be reaching out to you shortly, probably within the next 45 minutes or so, to see if we can chat about some things. But thank you so much. Check out Gears. We'll find out if they won the grudge match here in just a little bit as well. But Jimmy, man, you guys are doing some good stuff. I'm glad that we can help you promote it.
Yeah, man, I can't thank you guys enough. Really appreciate you guys pushing it, and thanks for having me on. Not a lot of people want to talk to the drummer. You know what I mean?
You know what?
We love drummers.
I told you I have a soft spot in my heart for the drummers. So,
oh, my man.
Yeah.
My man. I appreciate you guys.
No, thank you. Have a good night.
See you.
Right. And I don't know if you saw it, but Andrew Kospelich, the lead singer of Silent Trust, got in the comments and was saying what's up. And I sent him the link to see if he was going to hop in real quick and give us a tour update, because they're playing Pierre's in Fort Wayne, Indiana tonight. And if you haven't seen the setup in that place, let's just put it this way: Silent Trust has their own green room in this show.
I've never heard of that band. I'm not sure exactly who you're talking about.
So they're with Kingdom Collapse and Varsity.
Oh, okay. I heard of those guys.
The venue is so big, they all have their own green room.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's massive. So I was hoping their set's done. So I was hoping, but Andy's not very technically inclined, so he can't get it to work on his phone. So we will sit around and
well, we got somebody patiently waiting here. I don't know if is Glenn ready? We got
I know.
Kyper?
I can let me text Glenn and tell him to go ahead and hop in, and we will get this going. Let's see.
What's up, Joe? Man, good to see Joe in the comments down there below.
Hell yeah. But we can play the commercial
Let's
to
do
let
that.
everybody know what we're about to talk about, because
Yep.
I'm excited about it. I don't care if anybody else is. I am. I'm
people are excited,
stoked
guys.
for this. All right, so go ahead and load that commercial up. You should see it in there in the wonderful. There it is. All right, here's what we're about to talk about. Go ahead and play it.
Tito's Handmade Vodka, Edgewater Mall, and Clear Vision Entertainment present the 80s Freestyle Dance Party. Live in concert, CNC Music Factory with Freedom Williams, Saturday, November 20th at the Biloxi Community Center. CNC Music Factory with special guest, Kyper. November 20th, Biloxi Community Center. Guest DJs Daryl from the Fiesta and DJ Scott. Get tickets at clearvisionent.net.
Oh, that's gonna be killer.
It's a DJ from the Fiesta days.
I want to ask Glenn about that because that was before my time, but I've heard so many stories about that place that talking about like missing MySpace photos, like wouldn't it be great if there was a digital kind of catalog from that place? I'm sure there's some photos. I know I've seen photos of the outside, but like if there was some photos from the inside of that place that survived.
Dude, I would like to see photos from a lot of the inside of the places just around that area. So you had, now this one's a little later, but the Bombay Bicycle Club.
Correct.
That was down there.
Barracudas,
Studio 90, Fiesta.
That's
Fiesta's a little bit older on that, but you can go all the way back to, what was it on Pops Ferry Road? The Crazy Horse on Pops Ferry Road. Now, if you want to talk about Crazy Horse stories, we need to get Chris Noble on here. We could talk about Crazy Horse stories all day long with him.
Double Deuce.
Yeah. Jesus, there was so much, the Stairs Adventures. And Adventures reopened, but it's not Adventures.
Well, you're right. I know what you mean, but they've done a great job, I feel like, of
recreating the vibe
and the crew and the people and the thing. So kudos to them. But no, that's the old world, Kevin. That's the old world, the pre-camera, cell phone camera, and then mobile, Facebook mobile, everything, Instagram. Nowadays, something happens and there's 50 people. What are we doing here?
Put him in. We're still waiting on Glenn. So go ahead and put him in.
We don't have like a protocol in this show.
I put him in.
Damn it.
Hey,
what's
fellas.
up?
What up, dude?
So this is
look your phone
this
the other way.
Andrew. Yeah, turn your phone.
What?
Horizontal.
What do you mean?
Flip it.
Twist it. There. Keep going.
Now hold it.
There we go.
Now hold it.
Nope, it didn't.
No, it
It's
should
not
readjust.
Wait,
itself.
here we go.
Yeah, it's not.
Here.
There it is.
There we go.
There
Now
we
back
go.
up.
What's
a little
up,
bit.
guys?
Jesus Christ. I can see what you're thinking.
Yeah, Andrew Kostovich, the lead singer of Silent Trust. They're out on tour right now with Kingdom Collapse and Varsity, and they're playing Pierre's tonight.
We just got off the stage.
You know what?
How
I
was
just
that?
now saw this comment. I'm pretty offended by this comment. When was Kevin in his prime? I don't
They're by
think
the merch.
anybody really wants to relive when I was in my prime.
Justin said you have.
No, he doesn't.
They're by the merch. We're on the sound.
Hey,
Kevin. Hey,
It's
Kevin.
the
What's
goat.
up, buddy?
hey,
What's
what's
up,
going
bro?
on?
Good to see you, friend.
You
I'm
too.
looking
How
for
was
the
the
keys
show?
to the trailer.
How was the show tonight?
It was fun, man. Like this place is huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do a walkthrough for us, Andy? Can you walk through real quick?
Yeah, Varsity's on stage.
Turn your phone the other way.
Yeah, flip that camera around if you
Flip
can.
the camera around. Oh, he's losing signal being inside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
out. All right. Well, we tried. Sorry, bud.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
What?
Crap.
Oh.
Oh wait. There we go. Yeah, I was losing
All right,
signal
that
going
didn't
inside.
work. That didn't work. Take some photos and tag us in it.
Yeah, take some photos.
I will.
Post
Enjoy
some
your
video,
night.
dude.
Tell everybody we said hi. We're taking you out.
All All right, bro.
Have a good
Hey,
night.
it's fun. Thank you guys for all the support. Kevin, Jared, love you. Hashtag Jared Plucked Up. I'm glad I got to say it first.
Oh, something happened. The signal went out. I'm not sure what happened there. Oops, looks like he's all the way out of the studio. Well, I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, I like that better.
All right.
All right. So is Glenn standing us up here, or what's going on? What's he doing?
Well, let's put him in. He might just not have his camera on. Glenn, are you there?
Kyper's there. We can bring him in.
Yeah, go ahead and let's bring in Kyper.
All right, Kevin. I think he's ready. Let's see. Hey, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear
Hello?
you, but we can't quite see you.
Well, actually, I'm en route to the
my mic.
studio.
Glenn is calling me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm actually en route to my guitar player studio, so that's probably why, because I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool then. Well, we want you to be safe definitely while you're driving there.
Yeah, I'll be there in just a moment.
Okay. Kevin, are you calling Glenn to see what the deal is? He's working. Kevin's shaking his head. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's about to have Glenn in here in just a second. This is the beauty of the live show. Let's take this time to mention that we do have a free radio app available on both the Apple Store and Google Play. So if you don't already have the Sound 228 radio app downloaded to your phone, now would be a great time to pull it out. Simply type in the Sound 228 on the App Store or Google Play and download it now. What we got, Kevin? Did you freeze? Oh, he's muted his mic. Okay. All right. Anyway, to all the people out there watching in this while we're trying to get us all figured out,
right.
drop.
Hey, Glenn, you there?
Still not.
I had him unmute the mic. I put him in.
The mic's not muted. He doesn't have his stuff hooked up for some reason. Something's not right.
I mean, when I was on the phone with him, I could hear him talking to us. So
Yeah.
I could hear everything in the background.
Oh, so maybe he can hear us.
He can hear us, but we
Blink
can't hear
one
him.
for yes and two for no, Glenn.
So
let's talk to Kyper. We got Kyper here, man.
So yes, sir. So Kyper, coming down to the Mississippi. You're coming down to the Mississippi Gulf Coast once again on November 20th. I've had the pleasures of seeing you a couple times at different venues that Glenn Mattina has brought you down into, and you've got a great working relationship with him. And so, what's your favorite part about coming down to the Mississippi Gulf Coast?
Oh, wow. You guys are going way back. Yeah, that's true. Glenn and I have a relationship through Aaron Brasso. Aaron Brasso was my booking agent. Then, unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years back. But Glenn and I always kept in touch. So I guess one of the best things about coming there on the coast there was the vibe, the energy and the vibe, just partying in that place and just the people. Especially coming from that era, it was just a party vibe. Everybody got along. The music scene, everything was just beautiful, you know. So and you guys have a tradition of keeping it that way. I mean, one thing about coming to that coast, you could come back in the 80s and come back in the 90s, come back in the 2000s, and the vibe was still the same. Music changed, you got new music, but the vibe was always a good vibe. So I love it.
So you've been in the music business for quite a while. What do you think is the biggest difference between when you started pushing out music to where we're at now?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say the difference is technology. You know, technology has made things. You know, there's a big change from the cassettes, from the vinyl, to where we are now. You know, it's all digital, so that's a huge change. So through the generations, the genre, you know, that I chose to be a part of or to be acknowledged by, we always knew that that music would be the forefront for change, and it was just the introduction period.
Awesome. Hey, so Glenn, can you hear us?
Yeah, he can hear us, but I think, Glenn, you got your mic muted
Your
somehow.
mic's
There should
muted
be a
somehow
button.
again.
Something's up. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Check in the settings there. If you're on a desktop, check down there the camera mic button.
Yeah, there's a camera mic button that has a gear. Open that up and it'll show you your mic, and you might have to adjust which mic you're using. So we'll go back to Kyper right now. So Tic-Tac-Toe, of course, is one of your biggest hits that you had, and it's kept the longevity throughout the years and kept itself relevant. What do you think is the biggest thing about that?
Uh-oh.
You there?
Yep.
I am.
Okay. I heard the first part of your question, but I didn't hear the last part of it because I don't know. We kind of got our studio back up in the woods, so
I got it.
but I can hear you if you ask again. I can hear you now.
No, absolutely. So what I was saying is Tic-Tac-Toe being one of your biggest songs, and it's kept its relevancy, and people still jam out to that in clubs and stuff like that. What do you think has created that longevity for that particular song?
You said what do I think would what aided in the longevity? You said?
Yeah, in the longevity of Tic-Tac-Toe.
Okay. Well, I would probably say basically the fact that it came out in the 80s, it's kind of during that time, the party, the club songs pretty much stand out. I think it's basically because underground club artists is what I started out as, and I never expected to get a radio song. It just so happened that signing with the major label, that's one, and then the other one was just the fact that that there was a club scene with the music that we were making, and I think that's it. I think that would be the the success that it has is from that club scene, and the fact that it did cross over into radio, and just the club scene. I mean, it's one that's definitely gonna be with that party scene for that freestyle music. So I would definitely contribute because it was a club record.
You sound to me like you said you're on the way to the studio now, so you obviously haven't lost your love for music, making music, and performing, right?
No, never. I've been in it so long, so it's like it's like second nature, or it's a part of me now. I was talking to one of my dancers that I have several dancers out as a dancer, and we all still connected. And I have some younger ones as well. And sometimes you take a break, but once you've been in it that long, it's gonna always be a part of your life and to your last breath.
Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I text Glenn. He just hooked up some headphones. Nope, no mic yet, Glenn. No mic yet.
All right, we're gonna figure it out. Kyper, man, we appreciate you jumping on here and talking with us. And Kevin, flash that up there for us again if you could. If the flyer here.
Yeah, so it's the freestyle 80s dance party. Of course, Kyper is going to be there, and CNC Music Factory with Freedom Williams. It's going to be featuring DJ Sky, Daryl Mowers, DVJ Hurricane. Let me get that right. And it's going to be at the Grudge Center at the Biloxi Community Center. And I saw Mitchell's eyes get real big. I saw him back there. I was like, Grudge Center, and his eyes got real big real quick. But yeah, so it's going to be at the doors. The doors are at 7. DJ starts at 7. It's going to be one hell of a party. It's Saturday night, November 20th. Glenn, if you're listening, you might want to try your phone. Use the same link on your phone, and we could probably get you up on the phone to talk about it a little more and what Clear Vision Entertainment has going on. But like I said, Kyper, thank you so much for hopping on, and we appreciate you very much. And we're actually going to play a little bit of tic-tac-toe. It's in the videos ready to play. So we'll play a little bit of that to familiarize people who may not, because it shouldn't be very, very hard, but we're going to throw a little bit in for that. But Kyper, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So Jared, pop in that we'll play a couple minutes of it.
Oh yeah.
Tic-tac-toe is a game I used to play. When I was little, I used to say, I got the X and I got the O. It don't matter when you tic-tac-toe. Now I'm a little bit bolder. I like to play just a little bit older. I like getting girls and giving them pearls and them legs across my shoulders. I love to go to the disco. See a fly girl say hello. They just look me in the eye and pass right by with that booty shaking like jello. I like to speak cause that's being nice. It makes me mad when I have to speak twice. But that's the game that girls like to play. It's just tic-tac-toe in a grown-up way.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. All right, Glenn, we're going to try to bring you in on the phone here, my man. Let's see. We're going to try. Let's
Out of
see.
the comfort zone.
There we go. All right, there you go. Flip that phone around the other way.
Turn it sideways. Turn it sideways, Glenn. Put it on the horizontal side to give it a say.
There it is.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
Now.
Hey man, y'all are way too cool. Much love for stepping out of the comfort zone and going with some 80s throwback, huh?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, and this is what I was telling Jared. When we started this show, it was all about Gulf Coast local music. And you can't think about Gulf Coast music without thinking about Glenn Mattina Jr.
Oh, well, stop it. Kevin, you've been around the music as long as I have. So
but I'm gonna tell you what, somebody that knows the history of music on the Gulf Coast, I don't think there's anybody better at it than you.
Well, it was, I had not much of a choice, when you start working in them clubs at a young age, you pretty much, grow up liking all genres of music. I mean, I don't think there's a genre I don't like, if it's good, it's just good,
Right.
Like listen to some of them bands earlier with you guys, man. I got to start listening to the show more. I got to be honest, that's the good talent, man. That's the up and comers. I mean, you guys do a great work, man. I'm impressed. Big time.
This is what we get right here. We put you on, and the first thing that gets said is, "I miss the upstairs, downstairs."
Yeah. Well, I don't.
That's spoken like a true club owner. Yeah.
Trust me. This guy don't. No.
But I've talked to him, Jared, many times about you, about what you did, even at Knockouts, bringing in bands at Knockouts. We talked about it earlier. You had CNC Music Factory with Vanilla Ice at Knockouts.
We had some fun. Knockouts. We had some fun.
Yeah. So you had all of that. And then you'd think about the history of the Stairs, and the history that I know of the Stairs only goes so far back. I mean, but the Stairs is one of those iconic Biloxi nightclubs that just everybody still remembers. And that, and what else were we talking about? Adventures, the Crazy Horse, all that kind of stuff.
Cheyenne Social Club. I was in high school. I was working at Amelia's. I was 17. Bubba owned it, who has Giuseppe's now, and then he went and opened Take Two. But Cheyenne Social Club was one of the first badass rock venues around here, and that was in Gulfport, down there where Senior Frogs was. Where that club flipped from club to club. But in the beginning, it was a Cheyenne Social Club, and they were bringing in the badass, rock bands that was coming from Destin, Nighttown, and all of that coming through, heading towards New Orleans, and then the Crazy Horse come along even after that one. But most people in their 50s and 60s, most of your seasoned musicians that are still out there gigging, everybody remembers the Cheyenne. The Cheyenne, it was the shit, man. Yeah,
man. So let's talk a little bit about Clear Vision Entertainment. You got you got your hands in a lot of stuff and a lot of different types of festivals, and they all involve music at some point. And of course, you're going to be doing the 80s dance party November 20th with CNC Music Factory and Kyper. So let's start with the dance party, and then let's talk about some other stuff that Clear Vision Entertainment's got.
Well, the dance party, we did the upstairs downstairs out reunion show, the first one in 2019, in the community center, and we had, I think, 9 bands. It was insane. We from all the way from the oldies that played upstairs, my Uncle Nicky, the jitterbug type music, Mr. Lee Keegan, Hank Berman. Hank, he's kind of young comparatively, but Chuck, with the Checkmates, that all the way, the old genre from upstairs all the way to, when Meet the Press with Tony Miguez and Brillo, and then Kevin, Jeff Coward and Rock Still. And, when the house bands would go on vacation or go play carnival balls to make more money, all them bands that played back in 2019, every one of them bands at that first reunion had played at the upstairs downstairs at some point in time, including Bumpin' Uglies upstairs. So that was a true live entertainment reunion in 19. This here, if you're familiar with the club, after the oldies and the live entertainment upstairs, we flipped it over and made the dance club, which was, a club after midnight. And that's when we went in with this freestyle, So really this show this year is more of a reunion for the upstairs, the dance club, because back whenever, the club was jumping up top, it was, in 1990, 89, 90, all the way through the 90s. And, all of this Information Society and Depeche Mode and Talk and, Mars and, all that music was the club music. And you guys was talking to Kyper about, what do you think that Tic-Tac-Toe, the song, what's kept it so relevant through the years? One, it was such that all of this music is such a niche music because it really wasn't played on the radio. Even today now, you got G96 throwing some throwback, playing some Stevie B, some When in Rome and stuff like that. What you're listening to today with the freestyle movement. I mean, they're selling out arenas. Stevie B and Vanilla Ice and Salt and Pepper and Expose on down the line. For instance, so this is like the classic rock live music and all these old clubs you're talking about, the Cheyenne and the Crazy Horse. This is the club classic dance music. And to hear it, not many people, because it wasn't on the radio. So when you went to these specific clubs, and it all started in New Orleans, then come to Biloxi and what have you, but you can only hear that music in certain clubs. The Fiesta, our club up top. Take Two was a top 40, QID music, like you hear the radio now, your basic CHR top 40, like the Monkey. And they spun a little bit of freestyle, but it wasn't all freestyle. And the Fiesta was freestyle and even more techno, even deeper than ours was upstairs. Because upstairs we were soft compared to the Fiesta and the Night Gallery, which was all great because hell, people left our place at 3 or 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning and went to the Fiesta. And I think most of us stumbled out of there, past daylight quite a few times. But they're all legends in their own way, bro.
Damn. I can't be awake when the sun comes up for some reasons like that.
I had to take a nap earlier just to talk to you guys tonight.
Nightmares come back.
I think I'm yawned.
I'm old, dude.
So yeah, I know where you're coming from there. Glenn, I want to talk a little bit about real quick. I know we're talking about the freestyle and the event you got coming up, but Kevin and I a while back shared a photo. Kevin, you remember what I'm talking about here? We're pretty sure that Glenn had some involvement, or Mike would know something about it. Was the first time that Creed came down here. You remember what I'm talking about?
Knockouts.
Yeah. And they have a guitar player in the band that I've never seen a photo of ever. It wasn't Tremonti, somebody else, and Scott Stapp. And you've been bringing bands like this down here way back in the day, right?
I went back to just add up when's the last time when CNC came and when we worked with him, and it's been 22 years, and literally Creed performed that same year when My Own Prison was #1 on the rock charts. wasn't crossover, like, alternative rock, active rock, and then crossing over even to, some of the AC formats, that's when the bands are making money. They were number one in just the rock. So they were still in a van, with a trailer. And I'll never forget, and Three Doors opened for them. And I kind of, this is, I kind of like this, hang my hat on this here. I don't know another promoter in the world that can say they paid Creed $1,000 and Three Doors Down played for pizza.
God, yeah, that's
because that's what it literally it was $1,000 for Creed, okay, and Three Doors Down open and level with the ground, which was a hell of a show that night. Yeah, I mean, you think about it now.
Yeah,
Creed and then Three Doors Down in Gulfport, Mississippi, and then Three Doors, they get signed maybe 6 months later. But that album, The Better Life, I mean, that's what they played that night. It just was, it was never, Universal never put them in the studio for it. So that is some remarkable music for Gulfport, Biloxi, Mississippi. Now let's pay respect to, CPR helped bring a lot of them acts here. Let's don't forget that.
Right.
And so it was it was teamwork. I mean, grant you, and I still say it, I'm the fool that books the bands. I couldn't grow up to be the musician where I get guaranteed pay. No, you fellas know the deal. Being a promoter, people think, oh, it's fun. No, it's fucking real. You understand? Yep. You win some and you lose some. You just hope you win more times. It's like going to the casino.
Absolutely.
But so anyways, that's a pretty big moment in the rock music world. When Three Doors Down, and Creed. So, hell, I remember the first time we did the Deftones at Hurricanes.
Yep.
I've heard about that show a ton of times, man. Tell me that story.
Oh my God. Well, first off, I didn't know much about that genre and Butch, the bouncer. Remember Big Butch with the tattoos on his head? And, all right. So me and Butch was tight and Big Sean, so they would tell me, like, we brought in Zach Wall. But they would tell me, like, hey, can you get this band? I didn't know who the hell they were, So I would come back, get on my, it's funny because Seymour, you was talking earlier about, no phones and, hell, this was back in the days when we were faxing the contracts. You understand? I guess pagers, because I was just thinking to say, so, I get on my laptop and email the guy I worked, got the bands to, but no, I called him and said, hey, who you got? Can we get, Deftones? They come back and, get the offer on them. And hell, I don't know. They were like $1,200, and I told Big Butch and Big Sean down at Hurricanes, they were like, no fucking way, Deftones, we can get the Deftones. I didn't know who they were, so they come rolling up, that's when they were on Maverick record label, Madonna. I mean, Madonna was their boss, and they rolled up in a damn tour bus, parked that sumbitch out front of Hurricanes, which used to be the Pizza Inn, right?
Right.
And we're sitting on this bus with these people, not knowing anything. And when they performed, holy shit, we didn't have any barricades in front of the stage. So we literally had to grab arms from like in front of the stage and create a human barricade because these people was wanting on that damn stage. And then Chino climbs on top of the stacks and then grabs onto the beam, the going across the ceiling, and he's upside down like a monkey shimmer, and he slap over the dance floor with his hair hanging. I'm freaking out thinking people's going to grab his hair and yank him down, and he's singing upside down. I mean, it was insane. Kevin, was you there?
I was not there, but listening to your stories of it and Jeff Fox's stories of it, it almost felt like I was there.
Oh, my God. Listen, and then the Zach Wall, this guy, Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist, Black Sabbath. We was down there like a week before we had him coming in, and we brought him in. He was an acoustic. And the week before, we were down there, and somebody knocks on the door, and it turned out to be him. It was Zach Wall with his wife, and he was putting up posters in the clubs himself before he was performing like 2 weeks down the road. Now, this is a guy, back then he was Ozzy's guitarist. But and I'll never forget that show because everybody sat on the floor and was sitting in the tables. Nobody stood. And Brad Arnold from Three Doors, they weren't even signed at this point. He was sitting up front with his legs crossed like a kid in kindergarten learning their ABCs, you know, and Zach brought all these damn milk cartons, milk crates. We were like, what in the hell? It looked like it was chicken pins on the back, you know, in a van, but it was milk crates. And he came in and he piled all the milk crates up different sizes and threw a white tarps over it. And he must have had 200 candles, you know, and that's what he played behind when he did his acoustic show. That dude played the guitar, the acoustic guitar, like it was an electric guitar. Insane.
Yeah.
You know, and in Goldfinger, I remember that show. They come in and played so fast because they were that ska band. Yeah. We almost had a riot. Everybody thought they got ripped off their money. They were like, oh, this sucks. They didn't play long enough. No, we want our money back. And I'm like, what the fuck is a sky band? What do you know?
You're right. What do you think? Glenn, look, dude, I don't know why this is the first episode you've been on, but we need to have you back on and just talk stories like this the entire time.
Oh my God, there's so many of them, Jared. There truly is.
We want to go through your I'm sure you got a photo collection too, right? You got like the old school printout photos, you know, back in the
I've got some. It's a shame because a lot of it was lost during Katrina, you know. But it's like the agreement, like the first ever issued contract from the agency group for Three Doors Down was issued in my name. And I was working, and this is how many years ago? 20-something years, 25 years ago, right? So I was working at CPR, and they knew I was promoting bands like I've always done on the side. Boy, but for some reason, they did not want me bringing Three Doors Down in for their record release show. So I had to literally give the show to Patrick McKinney, and he did it down there at the Barracuda Beach Club.
Yep.
But I had the original first ever issued contract for Three Doors Down, you know, signed off on for the CD release party from the agency group, and I lost it during Katrina.
Damn.
That's a hell of a souvenir. Well, the same thing with the Cree agreement, you know, the fax, I should say.
Right.
Faxes back then.
Yeah. Well,
I appreciate you guys letting us talk about the freestyle. If I can just add this about that freestyle show, we're bringing in big noise production. We're going to create the best we can. When you walk in, you know, it's going to look like a big nightclub, big dance club. It's not going to, you know, be like a stage, like the Stairs Reunion. I mean, we're putting in portable bars with bartenders and cocktail waitresses, you know, big dance floor, moving lights, you know, the screens. So, you know, when everyone comes, you know, we want everyone to feel like, you know, you're back dancing, you know, in dance clubs like we used to have on the coast that we don't have anymore. You know, just like we don't have any more really, we've got some pretty cool little rock venues, but, you know, nothing large. I mean, the Cannery and obviously the boys over there in Ocean Springs at the Juke Joint do a fantastic job at live entertainment. But, you know, there is no club. We haven't had a dance club, you know, in this town for years, since the casino. So we're going to do our best, you know, to create that old 80s fiesta type vibe the best we can, and, you know, create some new memories, you know, from old memories that we already have. So I'm excited about just being, you know, just being able to be there myself and be a fan. I mean, at the end of the night. So thank you guys. Y'all, much love. Much respect.
Absolutely. We'll flash that on the screen again right here, man. That's November the 20th. It's a Saturday. You got no excuse not to go. Glenn, where can they get the tickets? It says right here.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jared.
No, that's okay, man. Clear Vision Entertainment or clearvisionent.net. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So don't waste any time. Go get those tickets now. And throwback, man. Can people dress up, Glenn, in like the 80s?
Hey, listen, if they dress up, anybody comes in dressed up like the 80s, they get one complimentary drink. Let's make it happen.
He knows how to promote a show. He knows how to promote
Let's make it happen. Thank
y'all. Hey, have a good night.
Thanks,
you
Glenn.
too. Thank you. All right, bye.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
All that energy he brings, I notice I'm yelling. Mike's right
I
here,
know.
I'm yelling at him.
He brings it, and you feel like you got to elevate your voice.
Yeah,
just to be able to talk to him.
I have to talk that loud.
That's good stuff, man.
Anyway, all right. Mitchell has patiently been waiting in the back there.
Why is your background much better than mine?
All I heard was free drink, wear spandex.
There you go. See? That's a win, dude.
He started talking about Vanilla Ice, and I was like, "Go Ninja, go Ninja, go!"
Right?
That's it.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, it was. I was a bouncer at Knockouts when that happened, and it was CNC Music Factory and Vanilla Ice at Knockouts. It was super packed. I think that was the night that I got knocked out
at Knockouts.
I felt pretty good. I recognized most of the places he was talking about.
Oh yeah, a couple that I've heard of it. I don't remember. Like I didn't get to go. I never went there.
Yeah. The Fiesta. I remember hearing about the Fiesta. So when he was talking about the Fiesta, I knew the reference.
Right.
Kevin, did you ever party at the Fiesta?
If I don't think so.
Okay, that probably means you did. So I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Oh, when he was talking about leaving the stairs at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, I broke out in a cold sweat. It was just like I became very uncomfortable. I was like, God, that's why I don't like seeing the sun come up. Is for that exact reason. Is I used to see the sun come up leaving a fucking bar, so I don't want to see it anymore.
That's when you know you've had a good night.
This is true.
Drink that special juice.
Let's move on to Mitchell now. Mitchell, you've been busy behind the scenes, quietly moving, and all of a sudden, bam, 2 music videos.
I know, right?
I mean, what the hell happened there? And who the hell is Blood Rug?
The stars aligned. So old Phil Cron, he was doing his podcast back in the day, and we had this series.
Like years since he's been doing that.
I know. He got a girlfriend. It all stopped.
Oh man, is that what it was? So wait a minute. The internet and all of us out here in internet land was just like a side piece for him. That's what we were.
It's passing the time.
No.
But so we had this series on his podcast for drummers on the coast to come on, and they would bring a bass player with them, and we would get into their techniques, their methods, their drum influences. And one of the drummers that came on was from a band I got to jam with a little bit, John Quave, and the bass player that he brought with him was Joseph Martin from Ex Bastards. And so they,
I remember that episode.
John, they demonstrated, John's techniques and his styles and go-to fills. And then, after the podcast, I was telling them, man, you are a great military drummer. You're just very militant at practice, rehearsal. You don't mess around. You're just like, let's get it down. And if you've ever talked to Joe for more than 3 seconds, he's the same way. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to drink. He doesn't want to get high. He just wants to be very, very loud and tuned into the tone of his instrument. And I'm like, you are the perfect people to be in the room with, because that's how you get stuff done. If you ever want to do a project, let me know. And so fast forward like 6 months later, John hit me up and he was like, hey, you still want to do a side project? I was like, yeah, the Ocean Springs Bridge is down, but we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. And the Ocean Springs Bridge got fixed, and we started jamming together and did a little project over the summer. And it was John Quave came up with the name Blood Rug, and so we made a little set to play Frets for Pets. That's how that came about.
And that's how that happens.
That's how that happened.
There's a music video for it.
It is.
And we're gonna roll into that real quick. Then we'll talk about it after we get through the bloody mess.
Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's watch it.
12 News was there in court when $1 million bail was set for Crystal Kaiser. A Milwaukee teen is charged with shooting, killing, and setting Randall Villar on fire at his Kenosha home last June. disagreed, saying it only applies to prostitution or child trafficking cases.
All right, so
one thing I know for sure is when I'm at the Juke Joint, I will never talk to Natasha after that.
Yeah, really.
Were they not great? Were they not so excellent? I mean, they were perfect.
They were really, really good. I was into the video. I was digging the song, and then I saw Pepper, and I was like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
I'm done.
And I couldn't stomach anything after I saw his face. No, I'm just kidding. Good job, man. I like that. I can hear that unique bass tone that you referred to. That's
that's all Joe.
there. That was killer, bro. And y'all killed Justin. I don't know why y'all would do that to such a nice guy. As a matter of fact,
I know. Is he not the sweetest guy in the world? He's very soft spoken, very super polite. And when we were filming it, they all had a hard time. They didn't want to use derogatory language towards the girls. So when Justin's talking to him in the video, he's just mouthing. He's not even saying words because he didn't want to say anything mean to them. And I'm like, Justin, you're playing a very bad person. You gotta say something to them when they turn around. And but he couldn't do it. He did. But they were all so sweet. Even Pepper was making jokes. He wasn't saying like mean stuff at all.
Yeah, I love Pepper. He's funny as hell.
That's
man.
so unlike Pepper.
Yeah.
So Pepper was supposed to be a drug dealer, and he was supposed to be soliciting drugs to him in exchange for sex, and so he brought a bag of oregano.
So he wasn't. I thought he was acting.
He had a plastic. He had like a plastic sandwich bag full of oregano. And so in his scene, they walk past him, and as they walk away, he holds up the back of oregano, soliciting them. It was great for the night that we filmed it, but when we went back to edit it and play it, like you see him, and it looks like he's like selling salad. Like, come get some salad, ladies, at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I love it.
Oh shit.
So go ahead, Jared.
No, I was gonna say that's cool too. It was the Chaz video, right? I said at the end.
Yeah. And also shout out to Chaz because I first heard about Chaz from you guys, watching you guys.
Aww.
When he first came on the sound.
Yeah,
I was like, look, who the guy making music videos for and then checked him out, and I was like, man, this is so that was the first. The Blood Rig video was the first one. We filmed a second one with him for Hissing Fetus, and we're doing a third one this weekend for Merit Batch.
So nice. But he's wrapping it up. He's going into the I guess
he's going into film. Yeah.
Film. Yeah. So and he's giving good deals on music videos, by the way.
You can't beat it. I mean, for filming, editing, the whole package. I mean, and he's so easy to work with. I can't say that enough. Like I told him, here's my prior experience working with people, and they always fall short, on delivery. And when we did the Blood Red video, so easy to work. I was like, let's do this shot, let's do that shot. And then he would come in and he'd say, well, actually, if we can do it right here where the light hits a certain way, I can get this a lot better. And he was just so great to work, and quick, super fast. We were actually ahead of schedule in downtown Ocean Springs filming that, and I think we were like 40 minutes ahead of schedule, and I'm like scrambling, texting everybody, whoa, we're not going to the Juke Joint yet, hold on, we got to regroup before everybody goes down there and has to come back down here.
Yeah,
because he's so fast.
So it was a collab too. Then that's cool. Like
yeah. So when I approached him, I was like, I got the storyboard, I got the outline, I drew it all out, sketched it all. I think it was like 3 pages of frames. I showed it to him. He was like, okay, got it. I was like, you got any questions? You got a car mount, all these like logistical things. And he's like, yep, got that. Good, go. Easy.
That's cool. Is that what we saw at the end? Was with the frames? Was that the ones you actually drew?
Yeah. So when I did the Tana video at the end, I included the storyboard to kind of show like how the video was, produced from scratch. And that was like one of the biggest things that people commented on was they loved seeing the storyboard frames at the end of Tana. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I should do that again. So that's what I did with the Blood Rug video.
Very well done. Very well done. I thoroughly enjoyed not only the music, but the video. It was fun to watch.
Thanks. Yeah, I really like working with John and Joe. They both have an affinity for loud, raw, punk influenced music, and so like when we get in the room together, it's kind of like you can read each other's minds. So it's good stuff.
So now we're gonna roll into Merit Badge. So Etana was, and that was one of those that I found on my own. By I don't remember how I was searching for it, but I fell in love with that song and that video, even though Phil's an asshole in the video.
Hey, Phil was supposed to be one of the bad guys in the Blood Rug video. He was actually supposed to be at the end.
But he found a girlfriend
down and throws down the sweaty cash in front of him.
Right.
And he had to go play a show at Transient that night. So I called his brother, and that was his brother at the very end with the sweaty cash.
Nice.
The Cron brothers.
That's it. So let's talk about Merit Badge. You did a cover of Sonic Youth. And,
sure. So when all this quarantine stuff started last year, I was trapped at home and I started a collaboration project online with a number of various musicians here locally and elsewhere. And it was like for covers, just working on collaboration on covers. And the ones that participated would send me their tracks, and eventually I got around to finishing and building them out. And so I have I think it's like maybe a dozen projects that are just cover songs with 3-4 different people on each song. And this Sonic Youth one was one of the first ones to get done.
Nice. So before we go into the video, I'm going to go backwards on this because I've watched the video several times. So who is the person on the skateboard?
That is my friend Patrick Rogers.
Okay, that's all I really want to know. Is I wanted to know who was traveling through the coast on this skateboard.
We filmed that. I think it was in August of last year, and bless his heart, he wore that Grim Reaper costume was made of canvas, black canvas. He wore that and the mask and was on the skateboard all day long for that shoot. Trooper. And I paid him in his weight in beer.
Sometimes that's
whatever it takes, man.
We heard earlier in the show, Three Doors played the show with Creed for pizza. So
I know, right? That's how you get famous.
Yeah. All right, let's roll into the video then. Here we
I
go.
made a shit ton of pizza and I'm not famous.
To the girls at Pizza Hut, you are.
Oh.
They know you by
Play the
name.
video, please.
All right, here we go.
Mitchell always look? I mean, why does Philip always look like he's constipated?
It's big money, Phil, to use, and you better get it right.
He's so serious.
Yeah. Dude, that was killer, man. I dug the shit out of that. The video, I love both of the videos there where you get to see all the home, like familiar places for us local people.
Absolutely.
But are you the one? You're the genius behind the concept of that video as well?
Yeah, so the merit badge video, I filmed that and edited it and recorded it and mixed it and put it all together from beginning to end. The Blood Rug video,
yeah.
I'm a very ambitious person, Kevin.
You are super impressive.
What is your what's your experience there with the video? Are you a self-taught guy, or did you have any kind of?
Yeah. So for the most part, I am self-taught, but then I had to learn for work as well how to get into the editing program to do stuff for work. And so from there, I was able to kind of apply that a little bit to doing music video stuff, which I've been doing from time to time for a long time. So it's just whenever I can focus with so many things. You know how it is, Kevin. 3 o'clock in the morning, you want to make like 8 music videos. You got to pick one.
Yeah. Kevin's made a lot of music videos.
I thought like the cool thing about
videos,
the contrast between the two videos was you can see Chaz's style in the Blood Rug video and how it's very, very still, very, very focused, very stable, and the way that he moves, controls the camera, and then my style's very chaotic and jittery all over the place, super noisy.
It fit the song to me. You know what I mean?
That was cool. I mean, that was kind of like the irony behind the Sonic Youth song, because Sonic Youth is typically really noisy, lots of feedback, discordant, and then that's one of their songs that they play it pretty clean for the most part, except for the bridge, which I didn't include that. But for my version, I just made it like full throttle, noisy feedback fuzz, city.
Yeah. No, that was really killer. What kind of gear did you use filming that one, camera wise?
I think that was just my iPhone. I think I used my iPhone, and I think my friend Travis, he did camera B footage, and I think he just used his Samsung Galaxy 7 or something like that.
Sweet. So like you just threw the iPhone on a gimbal, and that was pretty much it?
I used Phil's gimbal, actually.
Okay. See, kids, you don't have to have millions of dollars worth of equipment, man. Grab that cell phone that you're texting people on and film a damn video.
For real, it's amazing. Like just the video apps now, like the stuff that Northern Light Suplex does, all those videos that Jade does for Bad Mood. I mean, it's all done. She was telling me phones and iPads for them.
I mean, you see the commercials now the commercials now for the phones where they shoot the whole commercial, like the iPhone commercial with the damn iPhone, right?
Which is the reason that I went and bought the damn thing.
I don't want to hear about that shit, Kevin. You're a traitor. You should have stuck with Android just like me. But anyway, no, you can do it, and that's killer, man. And Dustin does a lot of videos for us commercial-wise, like commercials and stuff that we play on the show or promo stuff, and he edits all of it on his, and he doesn't even have the newest iPhone at all. Uses those programs and does a great job.
10 years back, but it still does the purpose. And it's just we talk about it in music where technology has taken the music business. It's just technology has taken all sorts of businesses in a different direction that 10 years ago you would have never thought that it would have gone that way.
That's right.
Yeah, it's very empowering, especially for local bands, independent artists on the coast, such as myself. I mean, there's no big label backing me or management or agency or anything. It's just me and my phone and sometimes Chaz.
Yeah, and there's no excuse now.
And sometimes Phil Cron.
Now that's a big backer there. That's big money. That's high. What is it? High level, high quality.
High quality entertainment
somewhere. Damn it! I can never find it. I don't need it. Jump.
The koozie.
Yeah. What was it? Big level, high level entertainment or something like that.
Yeah, all that.
When are we gonna get some more episodes of that? When Phil's off the road?
I don't know. No telling.
Okay.
No telling. He is doing a new podcast with Pepper now. I think it's History Buffs, and they sit and they talk about history facts, stories.
Just kidding. I love razzing those two dudes, man, because they're so much
What they
fun,
like
'cause they
talking
give it right
about.
back. They give it right back to you, and they're hilarious. So
I was so happy to have Pepper in the video too.
yeah, Pepper's the dude, man. He is. He wrote the intro song for Brownwater, for the Brownwater podcast. That's Pepper.
Yeah, he's
Then I heard
always
him
got
talk-
his hand in something.
Then I heard him talk shit about it. How he just threw it together at the last minute and didn't know what to do. And he was like,
He's
"Oh, how about
"Oops,
this stupid
I
shit?"
forgot I had
Yeah.
to do this.
And I listened to it. I was like, that'll work.
Yeah. No, he got Phil in on doing jingles for the comedians. And and I think they wrote a bunch of, I think they wrote like half a dozen or so jingles for different comedians, because Pepper did it for Ari, and then he got passed off to another person to do it again and again and again, and then you got Phil coming in on playing drums, and you know they got their little
jingle business.
Jingle
They're the
business.
Doublemint guys.
So
That's what I'm gonna call them.
You have your hands in a bunch of things, and I want to make sure that we mention them while we're here. So the background that you see behind you is from your Common Ground podcast. So tell us a little bit about that one.
Oh, it's so Common Ground podcast is just a podcast that I do from time to time. I try to do it once a month, maybe sometimes twice a month when I can get my guests secured, and it's really just an in-depth. I have an in-depth conversation with local entrepreneurs, local businesses, local artists, photographers, activists, and we just get to really sit down and get into their world for a good hour or two.
Nice.
And then promote what they do. I've had sculptors on here, ceramic artists. It's a variety of everybody. But the great thing is I actually get to sit here and ask them a billion questions. So they don't feel rushed. We take our time. We can cover everything, so that's what Common Ground podcast is.
When you see what I'm doing here, you'll see how it works. So Jared, if you haven't had a chance, go back and look at some of the Common Ground stuff and find the one that Mandy was on, where she had some fun drinking. And as the show went a little further, the show got way sideways for a little bit.
That happens.
No, it's good stuff. So and you still doing Red Radio, correct?
So from time to time, sometimes.
Okay. I got you.
When there's something to be done.
I got you. And speaking of Red Radio, boom! I knew I was heading somewhere with it. They got their show coming up on the 19th of November, and it's going to be at the Cannery Bar and Grill. It's live artist Andrew Switzer, C Street Art, Scattered Roots Art, and Red Basement Publishing is going to be there. A Cult Classic, Ex Bastards, Ken and Barton and Mears are going to be playing. It's a $10 cover, and it is at the Cannery. All right. I had to kind of swing back into all of that because I tried to mention it early on in the show. I couldn't remember anybody that was going to be there. I couldn't remember any of the information. So I was like, shit, let me figure this out real quick because Mandy's watching. And if I don't do my shit, she's going to blow my phone up and I'm going to be in trouble. So,
as you should be.
Anyways, Mitchell, as always, a great pleasure. Glad you hung out with us and hung out a little longer than what we were supposed to, and you waited on us. We appreciate that. So,
I appreciate you, Kevin and Jared. I mean, thank you for showcasing the videos, and I feel like it continues to help keep a pulse on the local music on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, I played them all. You didn't even send me the songs, but I played the songs on the Homegrown show last Sunday.
Did you?
Or the last Homegrown show I did? Yeah.
Thank you.
I got my hands on it somehow. I'm not going to say how I got my hands on it, but I got my hands on
it off the internet. I'll say exactly.
If you email me, I'll send you the file.
Oh, sure. But I was no, what it was I was putting the show together and I went, wait a second, Mitchell just released some new stuff. Let me go find it. And I was like, okay, yeah, we're going to throw it into the show. So it was actually a fun part of the show.
Awesome.
Because some of that's, never mind. We won't go into the whole music and CPR and the Homegrown show and all that.
How does that work?
How does what work?
How does any of that work?
What I'm saying is, so you take a Sonic Youth cover, you're not going to hear Sonic Youth on CPR. So, but you'll hear it on the Homegrown show. It's stuff like that. Just
right.
All I was saying. So some of the stuff that you normally would hear on the Homegrown show or on the sound is a little bit different genre than you would hear on most mainstream radio. So it's kind of fun to be able to play that kind of stuff every now and then.
That's that's always been the beauty of the homegrown show.
And back in the day, when we had to take a poop or we had to pee or we needed to fill some time, we would have certain songs. Oh, I can put Metallica 1 in here. That gives me 6 minutes.
Right.
I can take shit.
Is that enough time to wipe?
Yeah, he would always
if
skip
your
that
hour
part.
ended up running short, you threw in like Limp Bizkit's Faith or Blur Song 2 because they were really short songs. On the homegrown show, when I have to fill just a couple minutes, I always fall back on Merit Badge Daytona. That's my short. Hey, I need to fill a couple minutes. So that song gets played more than I think on the homegrown show.
Wow.
So when I get to that point, that's the one song that I always throw in when I've got a couple minutes that I need to fill.
Thank you, man.
So
the one little interesting thing about the Merit Badge Sonic Youth cover is when I uploaded that to YouTube, YouTube's algorithm flagged it for copyright. So, I don't know if you know this, or you probably do know this, but depending on how close your cover is to the original, it can get flagged by whoever holds the publishing rights.
Yep.
And I've done covers before, but they were just so completely different, that the algorithm doesn't recognize it at all being close because I just use so many fuzz pedals. But this one, it was, I guess, clean enough. It picked out enough notes where it was like, there's like about 20% that sounds pretty similar, so we're gonna flag it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. I was like, hey, look, here's their.
I mean, hey, if you got it that close to the original, that's pretty.
Well, no, I mean, that's not
but
what
I
I was
mean,
going
as far as for it to be able to
but
flag
their
it,
algorithm recognizing it, I
right,
thought
there was enough of it
neat.
there that was close enough.
I took it as
that's pretty awesome.
I took it as YouTube's AI saying, "Hey, man, your stuff sounds good enough to sound professionally produced."
There you go. That's what it's all about, man.
That's how I took it.
All right, Mitchell.
All right, Kevin.
Where can we see you live on either one of these projects? Anytime soon?
I don't know. Maybe sometime in the new year. Hissing Fetus is wrapping up doing some recordings, so I'm hoping once those are done, we'll be able to play out a little bit to promote that, and maybe do a Merit Badge. I have another Merit Badge video I'm working on with Chaz this weekend, and then when that gets done, we're going to do I'm going to release another original, so hopefully play a show for that when all that comes out, and then Blood Rug. Hopefully, I think is going to play something in March at the earliest, if not sooner. I mean, it's just whatever comes up.
Cool, man. Let us know.
Awesome. Thank you, Mitchell.
Guys. All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
See ya. All right, then.
Well, it's been a good show. Thanks, everybody.
Show. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed.
Thanks,
I don't
everybody.
When we hit this end broadcast, I don't want to talk to you anymore today.
Well,
I'm not going to talk to you anymore today.
I'm going to count that as we ended the show and you forgot to do the grudge match winner.
No, I'm looking at the score right now.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
So 63% of the votes. And I will say we had well over 50 votes tonight, by the way. Well over 50 votes.
Okay.
63% of the votes goes to Coldwards. Say something.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So they are going to be our champion on the next episode, which we don't have a date for yet, or an artist or a guest or anything, but we will announce it here pretty darn soon.
But stay tuned.
Yes. And don't forget, February 19th, mark your calendars. The Sound's next big show is February 19th.
Are you? Oh, okay. We're doing it like that. That's sweet.
Well, we had already talked about it before on the show.
I know.
We released the save the date thing. Save the date, February 19th.
February 19th.
The Iberville Community Civic Center, right?
More details to be announced. And hey, that's a great transition to say that if you text the Sound to 228-641-1648, you're going to get the early access information on who the artists are and also ticket availability. So make sure you join that text community.
Yeah, see, people are already ready.
I love it. All right, man. Thank y'all so much for hanging with us this long, and we will see y'all on the next one as soon as we get a date set.
Peace.